This is a production of Florida State University.
Hello and welcome to another edition of FSU Headlines. I'm your host, Dennis Schnitker, coming to you from our studio on the campus of Florida State University as we conclude the 2020 spring semester here at Florida State. And what a semester it was. The coronavirus pandemic forced all spring academic courses to be moved to remote instruction and all collegiate athletics to be canceled. But Florida State remained unconquered. Resilient faculty members and students completed the spring semester, and for the first time in its history, Florida State University held a virtual commencement ceremony to celebrate the graduates of the class of 2020. Here's the highlights.
I'm John Thrasher, President of Florida State University. Welcome graduates, welcome families to our spring commencement exercises. These are unusual circumstances that have prevented us from being together. But we're united today in Seminole spirit. Today's ceremony, although unique, includes many of the traditional elements that make an FSU commencement special.
Will the candidates for the doctoral degrees please rise from your comfy chairs at home?
It's now my privilege to recognize Dean Karen Laughlin, the Dean of the Undergraduate Studies, for the conferral of bachelor's degrees.
I have the honor, on behalf of the faculty of Florida State University, to present these candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Music Education, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and Bachelor of Social Work.
Thank you, Dean Laughlin. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida State University Board of Trustees, we extend to you our heartiest congratulations. Congratulations one more time. And graduates, those of you at home now, if you're wearing your mortar boards at home, I hope many of you are, you may now change your tassels from right to left. Congratulations again to all of you. And we want you to take part in a special celebration that will be announced in the near future for the class of 2020 when it's safe for us to do so. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize that for most graduates, as Mark said earlier, this day would not have been possible without the assistance and support of parents, of spouses, and other family members. Graduates, please take a few moments after this ceremony to thank those important people in your lives for all they have done to help you reach this important milestone. And when it's safe to do so, I hope you'll come back to campus so that we can celebrate together. And you better believe, I'm going to want to shake your hand. Go Noles!
If you spend enough time at Florida State, chances are you'll eventually hear the name Mark Ziegler. The longtime teaching professor has been training FSU students in public speaking for more than 20 years. And recently, Ziegler put that training into practice as he delivered the keynote address at this year's historic graduation ceremony.
So a couple of days ago, I slowly walked through campus and I asked FSU what it wants me to thank you for and what it wants you to do. Here's what FSU told me. FSU said, "Thank you for choosing me and for studying and researching and reading. Thank you for saying hello daily to your classmates, friends, teachers, advisors, staff members, and Mrs. Killings. Thank you for putting up with me when I didn't provide you a parking space. Thank you for coming to my football, basketball, softball, baseball, volleyball, all of my games. Life is hard, but life is wonderful. A lot of it will be dependent on how you look at things. Our hope is that Florida State University has given you the tools and skills to identify problems, address the problems, fix the problems, but also the tools to laugh, celebrate, create joy, and give the joy to others. Try to have as your goal to lighten the load for others. In each conversation, help others to see the possibilities. Take each opportunity to offer a hand, a smile. Be kind to your cashier, your server, your children, your parents and grandparents, your colleagues, your neighbors. If you can reach the realization that the best way to live life is to focus on those around you, to build them up, to encourage them, then my lesson is you can make it. We can survive, you can thrive, you will succeed. Florida State University helped me learn this. I hope it has done the same for you. It has done the same for you. I just know it. Please take this degree and find ways of making the world a better place. Develop the immunization, argue the important court case, write the new symphony or novel, teach the new third grader, and counsel the suffering. And be kind, always be kind to everyone, always.
Ziegler has been an important part of FSU commencement exercises for more than 10 years. Normally, he has the task of announcing graduates' names during the commencement ceremonies. That means calling more than 1,000 names in about 2 hours without stopping. He describes the job as a great honor, but as physically excruciating. Ziegler emphasized that the most important virtue to employ right now is empathy.
But the thing that's been most wonderful to me was hearing from people I don't even know and I've never met. I got this email from a father who was just telling me, his son was graduating. This gentleman had graduated in '82. His son graduated 4 or 5 years ago, and his youngest son was graduating, and how they sat and watched it together, and all three of them were just crying. And so he was writing me to thank me for capturing what his experience had been, what his older son experience had been, and what the one who had just graduated, what he had gone through. So that was my favorite kind of feedback. People I didn't know who said that it captured what Florida State was for them.
Truly, the class of 2020 at Florida State University will never be forgotten. Congratulations to all of our graduates. Meanwhile, as the school year ended, University President John Thrasher also spoke to the entire Florida State University family to offer encouragement and his gratitude for the impressive response to these unprecedented times. Take a look.
As we conclude this academic year, I wanted to say thank you to our students, our faculty, our staff, our alumni from all over the world for the incredible support you have given us. Who could have imagined in January that we would have ended the semester this way? But this support that you have given us has allowed us to move ahead. Even though we're apart, it's brought us closer together. Your love for Florida State and each other unites us. Our transition to a new way of life is unprecedented, and it has not been without challenges. But through it all, you have been incredible. Strength, skill, and character are not just words at Florida State University. You've shown strength by sacrificing so many of our cherished traditions, like the ice cream social and commencement ceremonies, so that we all may be safer. You've shown tremendous skill by teaching and learning remotely, while continuing to give and receive a world-class education at home. And you've shown your character time and time again by overcoming many obstacles, and yet you still help others in need. Your health and safety will always be my top priority, and when the time is right, we will reopen campus in a measured and thoughtful way with the guidance from state and local authorities, health experts, the Florida Board of Governors, and the Florida State University Board of Trustees. We can't wait to see our students, faculty, and staff back in the halls, on the walkways, in the classrooms at Florida State University. I'm hopeful for the future. Thank you for everything you've done. We're going to get through this together. God bless you, and go Noles.
And Florida State University Provost Sally McRory also shared her own message with the university community during this historic time.
I'm so proud of our Florida State University students. They have really shown great grit, resilience, adaptability, and yes, intelligence and creativity in their abilities to work with our faculty and our instructional staff to make sure that they have made the most of their opportunities to learn and experience Florida State University in these very difficult times. I'm looking forward to welcoming our new first time in college class of freshmen, both this summer and in the fall. And I want them to know that we're going to make our Florida State University experience as special for them as we possibly can, and to return to every nuance of all the most important things that we offer for engagement and challenge, both intellectual and creatively. And we are looking forward so much to working with every student. We're proud of you. We're very proud of all our Florida State University students.
When the pandemic forced FSU into all remote learning, it forced many of our faculty members to rethink their lesson plans. And that was especially true in the arts, where many professors had to reimagine how they teach.
Again, modify this as you need to, where you need to. I think everybody rallies together, and I think everybody's done a really great job at just understanding we're navigating and we're all figuring this out as we go. I don't care what foot you start with, but just prance for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna give me a little pony to one side. You can take the upper body with it if you want to. This is happening now, but we'll continue training. We'll continue working through it. It'll show within the work that we do. It'll definitely be represented in the choreographic work that comes out of this time.
When you're teaching music, not being in the same room as somebody is very difficult, because hearing the little nuances of sound in terms of the volume, in terms of the detail of the timbre of the instrument, and the changes that students make to play musically and make phrases really work. It's just very hard to hear over a recorded medium. So far, they're all working hard, and they've been responding well, and so far they've remained really enthusiastic and are coming to every lesson prepared, and some of them seem to be making a lot of really good progress. So sometimes it's good as an artist to have just a little bit more time to reflect on what you do and the progress that you make, and that can be actually beneficial. So far, so good.
If this teaches us all more flexibility, if this teaches us all to give our students more agency over their own health and their own autonomy and their own mental health and their own situations, I think that's a positive thing.
I think this just shows a different level of something they can rise to. We moved the goalpost pretty suddenly with adapting to this, and I would say all of our students have met it.
And coming up next on FSU Headlines, Florida State finds new ways to connect while this pandemic keeps us apart. All that and much more. FSU Headlines will continue in a moment.
At Florida State University, we're proving that students from all walks of life can achieve at the highest levels. We're proving that intellect, creativity, service, and daring matter. We're proving the next generation can do more than dream of a better world. They can make it happen. We are Florida State University.
When you buy a Florida State University license plate,
you're not just showing your school spirit.
You're supporting students like us.
In the lab,
in the classroom,
and in the library.
Putting this tag on your vehicle helps Florida State students achieve their dreams. So show your pride. Purchase an FSU license plate today.
Welcome back to Florida State University and to FSU Headlines. I'm Dennis Schnitker. As millions of moms and dads in stay-at-home Florida wonder what to do next, Florida State University's education experts offer some help. Help by way of free activity books produced by the College of Education. They have plenty of activities parents can put to use over the kitchen table. And the college is also offering a useful database of quality teaching resources to engage younger children and help them navigate these tricky times. Parents can watch the family literacy videos and access the teaching guides at ies.ed.gov. A free children's book is also available to download at fsustress.org/ebook. A Florida State University initiative that connects faculty members from across disciplines to solve complex problems recently took aim at the coronavirus.
So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike Mitchell. I am the Program Manager for Strategic Initiatives and Proposal Development and Research Developments. Welcome to Collaborative Collision COVID-19.
Florida State's 11th annual Collaborative Collision event brought together faculty members in a variety of fields to collaborate on projects targeting the virus and the global pandemic that has affected everyone's lives. It was a demonstration why creative and innovative thinking is required to produce possible solutions to the most critical and difficult issues.
We wanted to put this together around COVID-19 because this is what is currently at the forefront of discussions of everyone's life right now. And from this, there are going to be research needs that arise. And we want to be ready at Florida State to be able to answer these, to be poised when solicitation comes out, that we know the players and we know who can work together and how that might fit. And so having this now at this time is, I think, a perfect way to start these discussions for people that maybe haven't had the occasion to work together before.
Activities like sharing a meal or coffee with friends may seem like a long-gone luxury these days. That's why Florida State University's Center for Global Engagement transitioned a popular campus event, the International Coffee Hour, into a virtual space.
Welcome to International Coffee Hour. My name is Chef Jesse, and today we are featuring a sweet plantain dish called a burro hados from Colombia. Come join me and learn how to make this with Center for Global Engagement online today.
And it's more than video conferencing over coffee. While students can't sample the international snacks as they used to, students can now create the dishes from their own kitchen with a weekly live cooking demonstration. If you ask FSU student Maya Freeman why she serves others, she'll tell you it's not for the recognition. Nonetheless, the third-year fine arts student was recently named the President's Undergraduate Humanitarian of the Year for using her art for advocacy.
I feel like I broke loose past a lot of barriers, and that feels really good. And I would just want others to really look at this and know that they can do the same exact thing. They can go out and get a humanitarian award. They can go across the seas and help others. So yeah, that's definitely my message.
The work of Florida State University meteorologist Sharon Nicholson has been critical to our fundamental understanding of Africa's climate. Now her efforts have also earned her the university's Robert O. Lawton Distinguished Professor Award. It's the highest honor the FSU faculty can bestow on one of its own.
What can I say? It really feels tremendous. The best honor that I've ever gotten. And this is sort of a typical thing with scientists, that sometimes you're not as appreciated at your home institute as much as you are externally. And to be honored by your home institute really, really means something.
Another prestigious honor for the Florida State University faculty members is the Distinguished Teaching Award for Leadership and Mentorship in the Classroom. It's the university's highest honor for teaching, and this year it goes to Associate Professor Michael Ormsby.
I don't know. There's so many good faculty teachers that it's hard to imagine that I was sort of chosen amongst all of them for this recognition. But yeah, it feels great with this COVID going on and a lot of negativity surrounding everything. I think it's certainly a highlight for me and for my family and my students. I think a good reflection on all of them.
A Florida State University sophomore turned to research to help control her Tourette's diagnosis. Now the neuroscience student has received $7,500 to continue that research thanks to the prestigious Barry Goldwater Scholarship.
I do feel like I have a new confidence moving forward. It was very validating to be recognized as a scientist whom the Goldwater Committee believes has potential. I am only a sophomore, and so it was really nice to receive it so early, because I feel like it can be a springboard upon which I can apply for more fellowships, more summer research opportunities as I move forward with having this backing and confidence from that award.
Jessica Dixon is also a national advocate for individuals with disabilities. To learn more about her story, visit news.fsu.edu. Coming up next on FSU Headlines, a Florida State football player describes his experience battling the novel coronavirus.
The fact of how rough it was for me, I definitely wanted to spread awareness to let people know that even if you're young, it definitely can really, really wear you down and be something that I never want to experience again.
We'll show you the highlights of this exclusive press conference when FSU Headlines continues in a moment. Welcome back to FSU Headlines. I'm Dennis Schnitker. Florida State University offensive lineman Andrew Baselli left FSU's campus for spring break like many other students, but his vacation didn't go according to plan. Shortly after returning to his hometown of Jacksonville, the FSU student-athlete contracted COVID-19 from a family member. He remained in quarantine in his home until he was cleared by the St. Johns County Health Department on April 2nd. He's fully recovered now and recently sat down to answer questions about his family's experience with the coronavirus during a Zoom press conference. Watch this.
I got tested on a Saturday, feeling completely fine. I just got tested because obviously my dad tested positive and I was in contact with him. Feeling completely fine, like working out, I was running, lifting, feeling myself, and I woke up that next day a whole different person. The fact of how rough it was for me, I definitely wanted to spread awareness to let people know that even if you're young, it definitely can really, really wear you down and be something that I never want to experience again. But the main reason why I personally wanted to release my story for my family and me personally was what my dad went through. Because obviously I don't even think of my dad in the risk group as kind of what they were telling originally, at all. And the fact that he got put in the hospital, I just know I would not want anyone my age or really anyone having someone they love put at serious risk because of them just being careless. And I think anything I can do to help raise awareness and help people take this thing seriously, I'll do whatever I can. The biggest thing I urge is for people to follow the guidelines given to us. Practice groups of less than 6, practice social distancing. And if we do what we need to do to get through this, trust me, no one wants to get this disease. Nobody. I don't care if you're 10 years old or 70 years old. No one wants to get this disease. And 2, if we all follow the guidelines given to us, we can get through this and we can get to do things that we want to do, like sports, and help get everyone back together.
It's safe to say this spring semester wasn't what Florida State students imagined. However, many of them found ways to adjust to all the changes brought on by the pandemic to find a new normal. For instance, students in the College of Arts and Sciences turned to social media to show how they're finishing the school year strong. Watch this.
I'm Shanitili Blessed, a grad student of the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. I see this time like every other challenging time of my life, which has always been an opportunity to learn new things and exhibit my human nature to adapt to new normals. I believe I'll finish this semester stronger than I started.
I'm Maddie, a junior at Florida State University studying meteorology. One way that I like to stay motivated with remote learning is by making a big checklist at the beginning of the week that includes both my personal and academic goals. So whenever I check something off the list, I feel accomplished and less stressed.
During this time, it's important to maintain a routine. Right now, I have my morning cup of coffee, and I'm currently setting up my video conference for my now online master's thesis defense. We've got this. Finish strong, FSU.
One of the most beloved people at Florida State University always greets you with a smile, a kind word, and a hug. That wonderful woman is Ms. Eva Killings. During these uncertain times, she sent a special message to the Florida State family all over the world.
I just want to say good morning to you, and I hope everyone is doing great. And to let y'all know that I miss y'all and hope to see you soon. And remember that I love you.
And to say it was a bright spot for everyone who watched would be an understatement. Her kind words were as special on video as they are in person, and students, faculty, staff, and alumni responded in overwhelming fashion online. Thank you, Mrs. Killings, for all that you do. And finally, during this trying time, college students have been reaching out to the Florida State University family for help. In response, FSU's Great Give raised more than $430,000 to provide much-needed assistance. Students showed their appreciation for the support with personal video messages. Take a look.
I really appreciate being able to benefit from the foundation that you guys donated to the school so that you guys can help students. Like, my son is only 9 months old, and it's been hard because I currently work at Publix, but Publix had to cut down our hours due to this whole virus, and that's been stressful, especially with bills, trying to provide food for me and him. But with that donation, it has taken a huge stress over my shoulders, and I just want to say thank you, and I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you so much.
You can still support FSU students by making a donation to the Student Emergency Funds, by visiting foundation.fsu.edu/emergency, or by calling 850-644-6000. Well, that's going to do it for this special remote edition of FSU Headlines. Be sure to visit us online at fsu.edu and news.fsu.edu for all of the latest information from Florida State University. For everyone here at Florida State, I'm Dennis Schnitker. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you again real soon.